To-do. All right. Hi, everybody. This is second time round. And we'll see how it goes. Oop. All right. Sorry. Yeah, welcome in, everybody. Second time round. I don't know what happened on the first one. I'm pretty sure I know. So I think I had it filtered to the wrong audience, and there we go. Let's get a little bit of flashlight on here. Boop. There we go. Come on. Bam. Now we're good. Welcome in. Sorry I had to do that twice. I had one of those little switches on there incorrectly. All right, it is pouring with rain here, which is actually not too bad. It keeps it cool. And we've got plenty to work on. This is what we did. Hey, Jeremy, how are you? This is what we did the last time. I still need to go back and clean these up some. This was the... let's see if... Are we going to... This was the Tyrone. I backed it with the red jasper. This one needs a cleanup. That is the red hot. This is, again, he's calling it jasper. I'm not even sure it was a jasper. This needs cleaning up and thinning out on the back. But it's a beautiful piece. Hey, biker. Hey, resort dog. Yeah, I heard it's pretty. I don't know. Well, I don't know exactly where you are, resort, but it's pouring down here. We probably had 3 inches in the last couple of hours. So those were nice. But what we're going to be working on today is I've got Morado. I had the rain coming, so I had to go outside and give a quick slice to these. So this is the Morado Opal, Mexico. It is sort of opal and a fluorite mix. And, oh yeah, that's right. So I've got New Zealand and Australia in. Oh no, I got you. You're up in the northwest. So, yeah, this Morado is really neat. It actually very quartzy on one side. I got this from Tim and Brandy. Oh, that's well. With a strobe light. I don't want to do anybody's strobes and have a seizure. So, sorry about that. Hey, Zahir, how are you? So, we're going to try and pull something out of this one. Well, actually, we're going to do this one. Look at the color on that. Did they? On the Morado or on the Tiffany? He showed me this Morado, I don't know, a month ago or so. And then he also tempted me with some new Tiffany. So I just went out, split it. We're going to do this side here today. I just want to sort of show a little bit of the difference in sound on the wheels, which is the hardness. And, yeah, once they start selling to you, it's hard to get off the phone. Hey, Kyle, how are you? Yeah, they do. So lapidary_experience. They are doing whatnot now. I don't know how their whatnot sale went. I know that the sale they did afterwards was a little more or a little less intense, is what I was going to say. So can be. This one is. Well, this one's the Tiffany. We'll see. So the screechy is probably harder. And then I also have out just a piece of rhodonite, sort of yellowy pink. It's got a few yellows in it. It's got some streaks across there, and I just chopped that up real quick. Then after that, we might hit some turquoise. But for right now, let's do the Morado. I was looking at these two pieces. Came off exactly the same rough stone. You can see this end. See, Look at that. Not good. So I might be able to fix that one. But definitely dried out on one end. And this one you can see is sort of more waxy. So yeah. So I don't know what we're going to do with that one yet. I hadn't actually noticed that until then. And that may also be putting the JB Weld on the back. So I hadn't really thought about it in the past. Thank you, Freckle Cat. But some people say to soak your Verisite before you work on it. But then you have to understand that it's going to expand and shrink. And maybe this one shrank afterwards and the JB Weld did not want to shrink with it. So we'll have to do something. I think we might be able to just tuck some epoxy in there, because I haven't lost any of the stone. And I think once it's closed, we'll see. I don't know if it's a clean enough closure to me. I don't like gluing stones back together. It's a country in another continent. Above Zimbabwe and below Turkey. But this one's really gorgeous. Anyway, let's work on what we're working on. Oh, this is what I did today. So actually, Kyle, you're in house, so let's show you. Where that one came from. Started a little video for you. I think it was you that asked, or maybe it was Scott. Somebody asked about, I think Scott asked what I used to epoxy the jasper to the turquoise. But today I did a couple different things. So this is regular JB Weld down here. This is the quick JB Weld right there. And then this was actually a Gorilla epoxy. Just because that piece was thin. It actually is pretty hard. But yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. I don't like to, I feel like I'm hiding something if I glue that piece together. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I feel like. So let's put this over here. I'm just going to get moving. So let's have a look at the two pieces. We got one piece there. Thank you all for coming in. I had a few things to talk about today too. They're sort of platform related. They have had a few changes, and they have another new change coming up. I believe it's going to be August 24th. So they did shift the goalposts a little bit on what you need to do by February, I think 27th, or by the 27th or 28th. Or maybe it's going to be January. So it's going to be January of 2027 at the end. You have to have your hours in, and it's 4,000 hours right now. When they move to the new system, you're going to need 8,000 hours. I think it's in a year period, which does change it a little bit, or a lot actually. The other thing that's going to change this August, and anybody else that's here that goes live or does content, which I know there's a few of you, I think they're doing a change on how views are considered to be views. So now it's going to be pretty much any millisecond that somebody skips through your short or your long view is going to be considered as a view. But that's not going to change the criteria for engagement. Engagement views is still going to remain the same, and it has to be like a couple of seconds into the video that somebody has to stay there before it's counted as seconds towards your hours accumulation. I hope that makes sense. I didn't know that one until last night. So I'm interested to see, because I do pretty well on the views on my lives. I'm interested to see how much, if any, that the viewership jumps up. And then how much it's considered, how much you actually, how much it points towards your hours. It's going to be interesting. Anyway, let's get going, because otherwise I'll just chit chat. Let's see if this works. Great. We're good. Alright. So let's go with sound. Look very similar, don't they? One's an opal and one's a beryl. It does, especially on you're right. Now, there's different platforms to use too, Kyle. You can use, there's some that you can purchase through the Google Store, the Play Store, and there's also ones that you can purchase or use through YouTube, which is YouTube Create. That helps a little bit. All right, let's just do a quick sound difference, I think. So, yeah. That is the opal. That is the Tiffany. A little bit of difference. Sorry. So I've cut this before. Let's cut the outside of this skin. I'm just going to go all the way around the outside. I made a bit of a boo-boo right there, so I got to get all that out. Now that's in there pretty far. Okay, we're just going to take it out. A lot of pressure on here. Thank you all for being here. And we need some more water. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, it's not quite beryl. It's, I forget the name of the, it starts with beryl. And it's a fluorite. So this one isn't. This one's a opal. It's a purple opal, basically. So fluorite and opal, common opal, sort of mixed together. And this one's from Mexico. It's called Morado. And a lot more quartz on this one than the Tiffany. Shame I made that cut in there. I gotta get all that out. That's gonna take a little while. Appreciate the thumbs up there. If you wouldn't mind tapping those little emojis down in the bottom right, that helps push it out too. Hey Doug, how are you? Pretty much heavy, yeah. Trying to work something out right now as far as getting a new machine and a whole new set of wheels as well. I don't know if it might be beryllium. I don't think it's beryllium. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Let's do that one-handed. I'll get on my other phone here. Morado. Bertrandite is what it is. What happened there? Oh, the phone does not like me today. No Cinnabar today. Yep, Bertrandite. It's Bertrandite. I mean, I wish it was like some kind of red beryl. That would be awesome, but it's not. So almost got rid of the silly little mark that I put in there. Hi everybody, welcome in. Hope you're having a great week. I think that's a good, I do it too, actually. Biker, I fall asleep in the sails all the time. There you go. Thank you for the hearts right there. Yeah, just tap away down there, that really helps. It sort of counts as engagement, and it's almost like doing a triple thumbs up. Alright. So that white, that common opal, is very soft. Much softer than the mix with the fluoride in it. And this one, Austin, this one is actually the Morado Opal. So ooh, that's got a funny smell to it. Hey, Tim Tim. Thank you, I appreciate that. Yeah, that helps, especially at the beginning of the live. Like I say, we're going to do a comparison. So I'm almost at the year, sort of the year point where the channel started doing well. I do well on lives. The shorts are just like anybody else, and the long form are just like anybody else, like a small creative. So now, at the end of this month, I'll be able to do like the 365 comparison of what I did for the year. It's kind of exciting. It's done really well. It's good stuff to work on. So this is the Tiffany that we're going to work on. It's not crazy expensive. If you go to Tim and Brandy over at lapidary_experience, they get some occasionally because they live in Utah. So the Tiffany Stone comes out of a certain, what is it, the Brush Williams mine or something like that. And I imagine it comes out some of the surrounding areas as well, but it's definitely Utah. You probably don't want to use either one of these, really, actually. So this is a 4.5 to a 5.5, the opal, the Morado opal. The Tiffany, I'm going to say, is around a 4 to a 5, so a little bit less in hardness. Yeah, it wasn't very expensive, Tim. And super nice people, so. Like, not only do they seem to be expanding their sales outlets, so shows, the sales they're doing on YouTube, but they've also moved over to the Whatnot platform as well. But then you can also just give them a call. And actually, Brandy's, I tease them now because I heard Brandy shout it when I was buying some of this a couple of months ago. Don't leave this out in the sun. Oh, it's almost got a chatoyance. Look at that. Is that chatoyance or is that just... Oh, I think that's just some of the residue. But yeah, don't leave it out in the sun. It's got fluorite in it. Fluorite will discolor after a fairly long period of time. Alright. So your fluorite cube specimens, don't put them out in the light. They'll change color. It's still cool because they're cuboid, but yeah, that's what I did. Just for a comparison. So I like this side better. I got one angle there and one angle there, so I've gone backwards somewhere. I think. Can't see anything, guys. Let's try this. Sorry about that. She is inside. She went and taught the kids today. She came back. It poured with rain for a couple of hours. And she's here. I'm sure I'm doing this right. Yeah. So yeah, she's been working on Tanya from My Jewelry Addiction. I got all my angles crisscrossed on this one. Let me fix everything here. Welcome in, Jed. Thanks for being here. Alright, now we're better. So I don't even know if I could actually tell you the difference when they're just sitting on a table or in a Riker. Oh, well. Sometimes. Most of the time. I forgot what we forgot the last IP. Oh. Yeah. No, I am really the IT department. Let's move over to the... Well, I'm going to take this top corner off. This one. We're going to do about a 45 on that one. So here we go. Make sure I'm good. Yeah, the Freckle Cat hasn't been feeding me, so you can kind of hear my stomach in the background there. So what I'm going to be doing, probably in about 2 weeks from now, so probably 3 weeks from now, is going across my channel and telling you guys what worked for me and what didn't work for me. I'll have a year of analytics that I can look back on. Because I'd like to see some other people being successful at what we're doing here. No, but that's a good point. We did charge them up on the way. Oh, I did charge them up before we came on. Lolo, welcome in. Pink, come on. I'm having a focus problem today. That's quite the question there, Freckle Cat. Am I plugged in? Yeah, it really depends on what part of my life we're talking about. But actually, I'm pretty about 90%, I think. Betty Rock Betty, welcome in. So yeah, Betty's another creator that does, agates and walks and rocks and resin and all kinds of things up in the Northwest, Pacific Northwest. And I'd love to see her channel crank off this next year. So yeah, like I said, in 3 weeks, it'll pretty much be a year where I started consistently posting to YouTube. And I've done really well with it. I'm very happy. I haven't gone viral or anything. But, hey 6B, B6B, welcome in. I had one really good live about a month or two ago. That I don't know where the numbers came from, but they're pretty amazing. So Betty Rock Betty, not only did they change the hours, which I know is going to be difficult on a lot of people, but they're going to be changing on the 24th this week, end of this week, how views are counted when we see them in our videos or our shorts. I'm going to do a bit of a pull out. It's going to be anytime somebody even flashes through your video or your short, that's going to count as a view, but that's not going to count to your engagement views. I know I'm talking YouTube stuff while I'm cutting rocks. Morado Opal, Mexico. I'm doing a quick comparison to Tiffany Stone. Hey, thrifting. Everybody, in the chat there, I won't use her real name, but Thrifting Atlanta was one of the people I met when we went for the Creator Collective up in Atlanta to the Google offices. Super nice lady, and she's Thrifting Atlanta, and I mean, the name basically tells you what she's doing, and boy am I jealous because they have so many more opportunities than we do down here. And yeah, but she's always doing live and doing outfit changes and going to different venues up in Atlanta. And if you live anywhere close to Atlanta, she will make you want to go into Atlanta to hit some of the venues. And actually, Thrifting, when we left Atlanta, we tried to find you at that big event that was going on that weekend. We only made it to one of the buildings, so I think we missed the building that you were in, which was a shame, but we were on the road, so. And I didn't get too much from there. It was a really nice event. I did buy some malachite that was in the back of the building. Where the sort of African glass beads and everything are in the back there. So definitely want to visit again. Oh, it does, absolutely, Thrifting. And that's kind of what I'm chatting about a little bit. So, you know, the hours now going up to 8,000 hours, which we chatted about a little bit. But they're also, I don't know if you've seen this or not, they're changing the way that views are going to get counted on people's channels. It's not really changing. It's just gonna change what it looks like when somebody goes to your sort of channel and looks through your channel and sees. They're going to see probably 10,000 views instead of 5,000 views, and it's just about engagement. So even if somebody flicks through your channel on their phone, the TV, or whatever it happens to be, that instant that you go to that video, it's going to count as a view. But after that, the engagement itself won't be counted as a view until you get a couple of seconds into the video. So it's pretty much staying the same. It may show differently. So, hey Harold. Maybe he's probably up all night. Awesome. The East or Ost? So yeah, working on a little piece of, a big piece really, of Morado Opal from Mexico. And now I'm just sort of doing the dome a little bit on the 280 grit. The 280 grit Nova wheel from Diamond Pacific. So yeah, we've talked about a lot of the YouTube changes today, which is not what we normally do. Normally we just talk rocks. So this is shaping really well. Once you get into the sort of the white opal and the purple opal, which is the fluorite, it starts shaping up. It's got a really nice hardness to it, and yeah. Yeah, she gets much better thrifting prices than we do around here too. So maybe that's it. Maybe I should be traveling 5-6 hours up to Atlanta, shopping in Atlanta, and then driving it all down here or up here to sell, and sell it locally that way. That's not a bad idea. I'm just going to get that bottom little point right there, which will help it from chipping out. So this one was a little more chippy when I cut it on the saw, and I was a little too quick with the saw today, or a little impatient with the saw today, because the thunder and lightning were everywhere. It hadn't started raining yet, but I was a little anxious about maybe getting zapped. Hi everybody, welcome in. Let's see if I can hypnotize you to go to sleep. That's nice. I can feel how well this is going to polish up. And I'm pretty sure we're doing a cerium on it, but we might just zam it. I don't know. Can anybody click Tanya over at My Jewelry Addiction? I don't know if she's on live right now or not. Alright, let's do a bit of the pull out. I think it's been a little bit more of a hectic week for everybody. Really? I didn't even know you had to pay for it, biker. When we went up, there were a lot of the lanes were closed, and the sort of multi-pass lane was closed. Look at that. I wonder what's that coming off. So you can see that chatoyance. It's just in the liquid. But I'm not sure what it is. It's not oil. Definitely, well, it could be oil, I guess. I changed my water today. Thank you, Austin. It's funny you say that. That's what Freckle Cat says. Now, I'm just playing around with it. I saw another creator, Chris, I forget what her last name is. She's a musician, and she's been doing a little tour around the country right now, and she's been putting up her Meta AI, and I don't know, it's really funny because AI will turn her into a man, or there's a drummer without a drum set. It'll do faces where she has, 2 or 3 sets of lips. So I'm just using it, 1, to have fun, 1, to see how advanced it is, 1, to see if I can figure out how to do the best instructions for it. Because it did do, so if you look at the thumbnail of this one afterwards, that was done in a platform, actually in Gemini, and it did take the colors and sort of pop them out a little bit more, which I don't know if I even like that. So, but it's just a thumbnail. Alright, I think we're good with that one. I could make it into a perfect oval, but I'm not really about getting perfect shapes. Unless I'm trying to fit a stone into a setting, I really don't do a lot of calibrated. Alright, this next one's going to be a little more difficult. I'm hoping this is really soft, because if I have to go through all that and it's really hard, it's going to take a while. Let's do this real quick. But yeah, very happy with that. So going from that to that, basically. Uh-oh. Logan in the house. Hey, Logan. I appreciate that. I wish my brain said that, Logan. So, the back on this, not too friendly. Let's go back. Come on. Let's go down. Hi, everybody. Welcome in. So, yeah. The back of this is not very friendly. I'm hoping you kind of see where the white goes up here. So all this should disappear. Actually, well, there you go. That's how soft it is. I'm just a brute. I'm a brute. Look at that. I better put this somewhere where I can chuck it. Here I am worried about putting it on the wheel. And I just got to make sure I don't get that into the other tray. What a brute I am. Stephen, welcome in. Wow, no Stephen. Still AWOL. That's what I was going to say. So kids went back to school this week. And I'm sure that's taken up some of his time. Alright, so then a fracture in there too. See right there. Alright, let's start doing this. Boop. Boop. And I'm gonna do this just for, sorry, just getting my highlights together. And I don't mean my hair. There we go. Perfect. So you hear the difference in the sound? That's the difference between Opal, Tiffany Stone. So fluorite and bertrandite. I'm gonna get all that off. This one is a much thicker puppy right here. Look how thick that is. Czax, welcome in. Piker, that's funny. Enjoy your school time. Keeping those kids out of trouble. Oof. A difficult decision. You gotta get rid of that. Whatever I do, I gotta get rid of that. If I come down from this side, can I get into this? Or do I need to come down from this side? It's pretty... I know that feeling, Austin. You got to go back to the you got to go back to the sail and take screenshots. Although if you get Brandy, Brandy does a fantastic job of labeling everything for us. Wow. I have to bring all that down. It's not going to be easy. I'm going to do a test. I'm going to see what's underneath here. Not really doing what I want it to do. Okay, so it's showing a little bit. It's not going to be able to do what I wanted to do. I wanted to bring it down so I could get this super soft stuff out and make that the top, but I can't do it, so it's going to have to be the back. Which means I have to try. Yeah, it's not stable enough. The matrix on this it's just not stable enough. I'll leave the back open, but I got to get this sand has to go. So whether I'm bringing that in from the side or whether I'm bringing it down from the top, it has to go. And then I got to figure out a shape that's aesthetically pleasing, because that's ugly to me right now. Just the shape. Forget the stone, just the shape. So let's bring it around. I'm a little afraid this is going to break. Still got that much to flatten out, and then we'll be good, and then we'll come down from the other side. I think it was Reptile that mentioned my wheels getting worn out. They're definitely getting worn out. Hey H, how you doing? Steven, are you in? It's possible. Always possible. Definitely have a lot of regulars in today, which is nice. I also like to get newbies in. even if it's just new people lurking, if somebody would start triple tapping that bottom corner, that helps. Think of it as your like fidget stick or your fidget spinner. Just keep on tapping that bottom corner there, right there. Yeah. Hey, Opal guy. I had a little bit of trouble with the server last night too. Especially talk if you're trying to premiere it tonight, you know. Oh, don't worry, we've been blaming you anyway, Steve. We knew you weren't here, so. Actually, I was mentioning you probably have the kids going back to school this last week, 2 weeks. Now, if you really want, maybe we could start a channel that would be homeschooling by Freckle Cat. Not only would you teach your kids some things, but they should keep them busy in the evenings when they're trying to mess with you. I would actually watch a Freckle Cat channel. So this is turning out better as I'm bringing it down, but we did have to bring it down, 5 millimeters, I think, just to get to that color being on the bottom. I mean, look at that cleave right there. But yeah, I'd watch Freckle Cat for sure. She does all these science projects and stuff. It'd be really neat. Occasionally you might have to warn the neighbors, because you never quite know when an experiment's going to go wrong. All right. Okay, I got one little chip right in there. Can you see that white line? That's actually a little bit of a saw mark or something, or a chip that came out there. Alright, so you need the same thickness there as there, not quite there. This is a lot of time to spend on this wheel. I haven't even started the right side yet, and I don't like that chip at all. I don't think it's a crack, but see where the mineral dust is caught up in there? It doesn't seem to be going away, and I don't like it. I think I hear round 2 of the storm coming. Alright, now we're going to start on the actual dome. Really? I don't know if that's on your end or my end. No, I think they're on my side right now, Stephen. And I had a really cool invite come through. But yeah, I had an invite come through from Atlanta again. I don't know if I want to drive all the way up there again. But it would be a very cool experience if they accepted my reply. Alright. That's the wrong way, right? So angled from left to right there, and that's wrong. Ah, I told you it was wrong. Look at you. I shouldn't do that, but I just did it. Wow. That's not good. I don't know what to do about that. So one thing about stones is you never know how they get it out of the ground. You know, sometimes they hand pick it out with a hammer, but sometimes, look at that. Sometimes they'll use an excavator just to pull all the boulders out, which means, you know, a whole boulder could get knocked around pretty hard. And then there's other times that they'll use, well, things that go kaboom. If you're using something that goes kaboom to get stuff out of the ground, it's going to splinter out. And they do that with opal in Australia too sometimes. So, all right. Let's see if I can at least get this one out of here. Certainly changed my shape, didn't it? And we're going to move over one wheel because, yeah. Here we go. So my dad would have been Mensa, but well, I know he was. But, and my aunts and my uncles. But I think it skipped a generation. I'm sorry? I can't hear you. I still can't. Stop! What did? Yeah, definitely skipped a generation. Oh, skipped a couple of brothers. Hi, Toby. Toby's sneaking in a walk while the thunder and lightning isn't going on. Yeah, Kat's kids are very smart. And her kids from school this year are pretty smart, which is, so she's almost done with the first week. I think this is the best week that she's come home from school in maybe 3 or 4 years of enjoying the kids. All right. flatten this piece out. You did. Yep. I just pretend. I remember my grandparents. I don't know if it was my grandmother or my grandfather, but I know my grandfather really needed hearing aids, and that's on my dad's side. They were miners, you know, so they were doing mining coal. So their hearing went in their 40s, started to go in their 40s, and that was just sort of a family thing, actually. But I think I can use it a little bit to get out of trouble from time to time. I'm very fortunate, actually, to have good hearing. All right. We leave the mucky? I think we leave the mucky. The mucky. Now, I'm pretty sure that Freckle Cat pretends not to hear me. Consistently. Alright. Now this stone's starting to behave a little more like a stone. I shouldn't have said that, but I did. Seems a little more solid now. You can see these fractures. There were probably fractures in the original fluorite, or the Bertrandite, and they got filled in and healed up. I think we're good to go. Let's go over. Boop. I don't know what we're going to do on the next one. Boop. There we go. Thank you for all those thumbs up, everybody, and welcome in if I haven't said hi to you. You can see the chat's been taking care of saying hi to everybody. Thank you so much. Plausible deniability. Or should it just be deny? I'm not real good at that. Actually, I'm really bad at that. Things are looking pretty good. Do a little pull out from the middle to the edges as I'm turning it, and that just blends in any facets that were left from that last wheel. It's pretty good, Steve. I don't know if you saw the other stone. Let me do this, and then I'll show you the other stone. The other stone is actually even darker. And yes, again, do not put these out in the sunshine, or not for long. Tim was saying that after about a year of displaying them at vending events, so gem and mineral shows and everything, they'll pretty much lose their color. Which is why it's good for a pendant, maybe even earrings. Bring that in a little. You want to set this so that it doesn't get too much of the direct sunlight. So earrings and a pendant would be pretty good. And then also, it's a 4.5. Maybe, well, this one's about a 4 to a 5 on the Mohs scale. So you really don't want to set it into jewelry that it's going to get knocked about. So rings and bangles or cuffs basically. So good for pendant stones and earrings. And let's do a comparison. So this is the Tiffany Stone. And then that is the Morado. And the Morado held together better. Even though the Morado was harder and chippier to cut on the saw, this one seemed a little more fracture-ish, or had more fractures in it, natural ones, than the Morado Opal. So, Tiffany, gorgeous. A little bit softer, a little bit easier to cut, but a little more brittle, I guess the right word would be. And then the Morado, even though it was brittle on the saw, did really well on the wheels. So, gorgeous, really. Really? He could be up in there, Star. Tog, that might actually... So I did restart at the beginning, but you said you were having issues with downloading at the same time. And maybe that's a server issue, maybe? Uh-oh, somebody got zapped. I don't see the knight yet. I see a sword. I see a chief. I see like a dark knight, I guess, on a white horse. There you go. So I got like, oh, I do see what you're saying now. There you go. You're saying like that, right? So what if I change that up on you and say that's the horse, and there's like a black knight on the top there, riding the horse towards you. All right, we're gonna sit. Let's sit here all night. Pass it around, everybody. But oh, there we go. That's pretty cool too. Star, I told you I saw that pixie flying across your video the other night. I see money. Yes, sir. Money on the Tiffany. I don't know the difference in prices. So, similar stone. Which one would be more expensive? I like the color on this one better. But this one definitely has more character. They also call this the ice cream stone, or creamsicle. Creamsicle or ice cream stone. Creamsicle's pretty good. All right. What are we going to go on to next? Let's try the rhodonite. Let's go pink. Going pink. Everybody needs a little. Let's add some water. So, rhodonite. That's true, Jan. Don't they have other flavors of creamsicles? Or is it only orange? Or peach? See, now we're going to have a creamsicle fight off here. There's a pinksicle. Let me get a little water here. Not bad. Let me try something really quick. Let's try that, see what happens. No, it should be pinned. Yeah. Let's see what happens. So, don't know which one's going to be the face. I actually kind of like the little veins going across there. Well, I guess they're on both sides, so we're getting them either way. I think I like this better. Let's see how hard this is. This one has a little rhodonite, but it has a little sort of flaky, gemmy crystallinis in it. If you can see that. It's almost like when you, the kind of crystallinis, icicles that you want in jade sometimes. So let's get started, see how hard it is. I think it's pretty hard. Let's see. This is going to take a little bit of cleaning up. It's going to be a little bit noisy, so I apologize for the noise. If you wouldn't mind hitting that thumbs up. I'm also trying to hit 3,200. I think that's a benchmark I really need to hit. I see a lot of creators sort of get stuck at that 3,000, 3,100 mark. So just got like 25 to go, I think. Here we go. A little extra light. So yeah, here comes some noise. And we just got the new neighbors in today, so it's a good thing I started this today, so they kind of know what's going on. I haven't met them yet. But all the bedrooms are down the other side of their house, so it's not too bad. Did you get the pop-up ad, or did you get the... What was it for? I'd love to know. So I put that in there, actually. Just to see. I'm just testing stuff. Those are actually what I'm wearing. Now, did it stay on the screen or did it disappear? Well, I forget what the saying is, but yeah, don't forget to glove up. Now, I'm just trying out everything that just seeing what works, what doesn't work. You know, I do all this, and Okay, well that's good to know too, Steve. Like, I don't know what to try and what not to try. I know I spend money on these stones and the equipment and the maintenance and the time that I put in. And I've been really chuffed by, I've had quite a few sales lately as far as the stones, and that really helps out. So if that's what I can leave it to, that's absolutely what I'll leave it to. But this is also an opportunity where maybe I can make it do more than pay for itself. I don't know. Especially with all the changes that are going on within the platform right now. So I know they have, how do I put this delicately? There is a new suit, I think coming out of California. I think it's California, about exactly what we just talked about. So the platform can put in certain ads as we're going along, which I have no control over. I can put little things in there like that little pop-up for the gloves, which takes you off to, takes you off. So I don't want it to be too distracting. That's what I don't want it to be. But I know there is a suit going on where I think it's about premium, YouTube premium. And when you pay for that, then you shouldn't get ads in your content. But if the creator, say if I stopped right now and did a full selling session of, say, the gloves, and put it into my video and then uploaded that video, when it uploaded, even the people that are getting premium would see that video. But I don't think that's YouTube's fault. I think that's probably the creator's fault. So I don't know what's coming down the tubes in the next couple of months or next 6 months. I can tell you I was absolutely honored to be That's true, Jed. So Jed puts in the chat or comments to me, or you can email me at the bottom there, and he does little shout outs, which we discuss in the emails. So yeah, I don't know what's coming down the line as far as this platform. It's done me really, really well. They've been really nice to me. I can't say anything bad about them. They were kind enough, and I felt honored enough to be invited up to Atlanta to the Creators Collective. I got a new invitation today, which I don't think I can really discuss yet. I haven't even decided whether I'm going to accept the invitation. And actually what it is an invitation to say, yes, I'd like to be invited to something. So this pink's popping out more on the edge where I've cut than where it was slabbed, which is nice. Yeah, they've been doing that. I think even the original gold coins or the original silver coins back in Roman times went from being silver to being a mixed silver to being copper. It's not the first time in history this has happened for us. And usually it's not a good sign for the empire. And that's a pretty good, Jed. It's a pretty good rabbit hole to go down. I actually enjoy it when you start getting into currencies and silver and metals markets. And the history of it, and where it's come from, where it's been before, and where it might go again. So I think at this point it's still, well, how many of your kids actually, like, do any of them actually use, say the kids that have changed, that have grown up, that have just hit 18 right now, or 18 to 21, let's say. How many of them have walked around with a pocket full of change? There's not many of them. And, now they all tap and go anyway. Here's a good one to get everybody going. So how do you feel about all the establishments that every time you go to pay, they ask you if you want to round up to the nearest dollar? It used to be like one store or a thrift store or something like that. And now it seems like even my electricity bill's coming in and they're asking me if I want to round up or not. Right, Harold? I know. It's all a promise. It's all just a promise. Love this stone. Yeah. Love this stone. I still got one jar. Still got my change jar going. So for me, growing up, a change jar, you threw your pennies, maybe your nickels in there. I actually throw a dollar bill or two into mine. I actually think the glass jar that I have them in the bottle might be worth more than the money that's in there. Alright, gloves are coming off. They saved me though. Let me get some of that. It's not a staining, it's like a yellow. I'm hoping it's going to come off. Just a little bit of the pull out. This is definitely a dusty stone right here. Although I don't know if he's in the rhodonite. And I think I'm going to change my cutting style a little bit for the next month or two. Like, I like doing big stones, but at the same time, What do you turn that into? You really don't have too many. I mean, you could make it into a ring. Be one hell of a bar fight ring right there. But I need to start thinking about what's more profitable as far as like size. Is it better to get sort of one stone, maybe two stones out of this? Like that? One and then one over here? That might be better, right? Slice it right down the middle. Hey Brandy, how are you? I saw my little notification at the beginning of the week. Should be here tomorrow, Brandy. So that's everybody. That's lapidary_experience. And she must have, her ears must have been burning, even though she's a good, I don't know. Yeah, I'm thinking that too, Tim. So let's make a nice triangle out of it, and then the free form over there. So Brandy, where are you? So there's your Brandy. We did the little bit of difference. We got that's the Morado from Mexico. The Morado Opal, which I think Morado in Spanish means purple. Would somebody correct me if I'm wrong? And that's the Tiffany. Not bad, pretty nice. I could even oval that out instead, so. Star, she was laughing so much last night. She's like, that's exactly what I needed right now. Was a gnome with bunny ears. You guys don't know Star. She has one hell of a humor. I think because she's had her family events lately, she's making up for lost time. She's getting a little more cuckoo. Yeah, and it's really helpful, Jed. Thank you. He doesn't get the recognition I wish I could give him here in the screen. And that is my email down the bottom. If anybody's ever interested in a stone, or they have a question, or want to know how to resource something, or source something, I should say, then just send me an email. And I will help you out as best as I can. And if it's about a stone, we'll just come to a good price and we'll get it sent out to you. As have quite a few people that are in the chat right now, they've done in the past. So. And I know Miss Star, would you mind, where are we? Where is it? Oh, there we go. Wow, sorry to be in your face like that. Star, could you do a couple of taps down there in that right corner? A couple of hearts or googly faces. Thank you. Hi, everybody. Yeah. If you see that in somebody else's chat, more than likely it's probably me. Now the other thing that happens on my channel, I don't know if it's people dropping off, but at least once a week or maybe after the live, somebody will drop their subscription. I don't know who it is. I don't go looking for it. and then it seems to pop up again later in the week. So I think that helps too. It does make me laugh when it happens. I prefer that it didn't happen, but it makes me laugh when it happens. Ah, that's odd, Steve. They won't sell it to a PO box. Huh. That seems odd. I would think they would want to take your money either way, but I don't know if they have collections that come knocking on your door for PayPal or not. All right, I think that's pretty good. Still got the sparkles in it, so a little bit different. I like the stripes across it. I might actually end up chopping it. There you go. There's a googly face for you right there. Purple eyes and a pink nose. Boink. Alright, now I gotta find something else. We could try, where is it? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Let's turn her off. Maybe she stopped bubbling. I got one more piece of the verite to do. This one was really thin on that side. So let's try that one. So I'm just turning this off because the air stopped going around. So let's see if we can fix that. So there's my pump over there. So I'm gonna get a big wrench. Big wrench. I don't know where I got this one from. A quick undo there. Take off the side. I'm hoping this is just a one-off thing. Slide that down under here. I don't know if we can see. Ooh, you can kind of see, but not very well. Right in. Yeah, you can't really see. Right under there. Right in here, there's a belt. Right here that I can press on. And that goes to the pump over here. That pump goes and that's what spits the water out over there. For some reason, it stopped going around. I don't know if we got oiled out. Hoping not. Do a quick. Let's see. Hoping we are good. I'm not sure. Do a quick test here. It happens. Get this on. No panic yet. And here we go, let's do a test. We are good. Let's get this on without scraping it too much. Oh, no, we're good. It went too good. I thought it had not worked, but we're good. All right, thank you. Ronald, this is taking ordinary stones and turning them into extraordinary stones. So this is what we've done so far. I've got some Morado Opal from Mexico. We have some Tiffany Stone from Utah, the Brush Williams, I think it is. And some pink rhodonite. So, and then this is what we were doing last week. We've got some really nice top of the line Kush ferrocite, some turquoise that we did, and this was the snake skin that we did right here. It's pretty neat. Got to finish that one off because I'm looking forward to that one actually being polished. And then right now we are going to work on another piece of the verocite that I backed. Somebody asked me about how I was doing my backing, what epoxies I use, and JB Wells and such, so I'm going to do a little video. I started it today. And we got 3 different types on here. So I'm just letting them cure. I've got some regular JB Weld, some 6-minute JB Weld, and then here was some Gorilla epoxy that we did on this one. And we'll see how that goes. But for right now, we're going to do this. This one's super thin on one side, so I have to reorient it. See how it's thick on that side? So actually we have to reorient it where I take off this corner. See that? Where that's sticking out? I got to take that off and actually reorient it so that's about the flatness. So it'll be thinner up here, thicker down here, thick up the top, and then thin down the bottom. And we're going to try and see how we can do on that real quick. Let's get a quick before. Ooh, I can tell somebody's cooking. Who's cooking? Because I smell cooking. I only just got the PayPal credit card after years of them begging me to take one. Alright. No idea on the shape yet. I think first off I gotta get that orientation of the back done first. Might be a funky shape. Like a good funky shape, but a funky shape. I'm going to take this off. And tomorrow I get to go help an estate sale with some of the precious metals and jewelry, which should be fun. So this can be hard because it starts giving you like an optical illusion when you're doing this. It is, Jen. It's so I don't know. I got it from the jewelers. It's not ceramic. So I do commissions for a local jeweler, and he has like a little rock room. And I just pulled this out, and one of them said agate and the other one said jasper. If it was anything, I would call it a jasper, but It might even, it is definitely stone. It may be a ceramic, but it would be a very old ceramic type of stone. And I'm not sure it's ceramic. I would say it's probably a jasper. It all seemed a little too uniform for me as well. That's why I say that. And it was in the same bin that there was some goldstone that I've got out of in the past. And so I wonder if it was from the same place that they got the goldstone from, which would be Italy. Okay, so let's see if I've done it right, or at least close to right. So this is this is where it starts turning into an optical illusion when you're working on it. I don't think it's cinnabar. I'm about 100% sure it's not cinnabar. So maybe 99.9. So you can see how I've sort of leveled it out. Got the thick backing on the left and the thick ferrocite on the other side. So now I have to be careful, and I might have to bring it in some more to get a little bit more thickness to roll that over. But we're going to see if we can roll this over. I'm going to leave the shape the way it is right now. Don't know why. So let me do that. Let me do this. Right, didn't want to do that. Do this angle, and then this one. So it's a bit of a funky shape. I kind of like it. So normally I like to work this way because I want that red to come out a little bit more than the green that's on the top. I have to go underneath, and if I'm underneath the center of the wheel, because of that angle, if you came from the side, it's what cuts that girdle angle right there. So I can do it this way underneath. But if I want to keep that same girdle and work above the center of this wheel, then I have to change which way up my stone is. I don't know if that makes sense to everybody. So then if I want to keep that same angle that's there and like there, you see that angle? If I want to keep this angle that's in the girdle, not the stone itself, so this flat angle is there and there, and I want it pointing in. If I want to go above the wheel, or the center of the wheel, then I have to turn it upside down and work with it this way. And then that has the same effect on that girdle on the edge. So two different ways. I prefer to be underneath and with the face up. Some people like to be above. I think Don from Diamond Pacific, Don Dupuy, he likes to have it the other way up. Oh yeah, that's right. I have some. Jed, I only have the vertical one on the end of this machine right now. At some point, yes. Right now, I am still thinking about adding a new machine, which is probably going to be, I think I'm going with Diamond Pacific again. I don't know. I'm gonna make some phone calls and see what I can work out. I need new wheels on here, and I'd like to have another machine as well, if I'm going to expand this at all. And then this one I can beat up pretty good, and the other one I can, do the delicate stuff on. Alright, now, just going to take this bottom corner off real quick, just to smooth it. So I'm going to go through, 5 edges? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I don't know how I came up with this shape. I think the stone came up with this shape. Alright. It's just going to be what it is. Whatever the stone wants to be, that's what we're going to do. So now, even though it doesn't look level, it's actually level. And that's why, so it is actually level. It is a pretty good rectangle right there. Just looks different because that line's going up. Thank you, Star. It's good to know. So it's my understanding, Star, that it would push you over to the equivalent, but in the UK. I don't think so. Well, 5-sided now will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, if you really want to get into it, it's actually 7. Because you've got the top, the bottom, the 5 on here. So it's a pentagon, and there's septagon. I don't know what 7 is. That's really bad. Absolutely should know. I'm just going to roll over these edges real quick. Thanks for putting me on the spot, Jed. It's an octagon -1. Definitely a polyhedral. Yeah, I can say polyhedral and get away with that. Just rolling this over a little bit. I actually really like it. Pentagon would be 5. Star would know that. Ah, well, somebody needs to look it up. What's a 7-sided shape? What is a 7-sided 3-dimensional shape? Yeah, so it's an octagon -1. But no, it's kind of like a pentagon on the top there. It's a pentagon that got a beating. Oh shoot, do you hear it? It went. Dang it. That means I'm gonna have to do a cleaning session on here. I'll try and do it one more time. And then if it doesn't work, we'll go to we're gonna do this real quick. Boop. Oops. Which means I know what I'm doing tomorrow. I will be doing a re-oil on here. It's not surprising. We've been going, 4 months, 5 months without too many issues. So that makes sense. I did oil it today, so maybe I put too much oil in there. And 1, 2. There we go. Yeah, I think, let's see. But I do actually have a new belt and new leathers that just came in maybe a week ago, 2 weeks ago. So I was ahead of this. So that's it. That should be it. And that's what's convenient about these machines. So the next generation, the next generation of this one came out, I think, in 2019, which is the G2, and it still has the air pump. But I believe this next generation is still the same motor, still the same arbors and everything on it, but instead of having the air pump like it has a separate air pump that you can plug in separately. And I'm hoping they are not too far away from that. Now, I didn't lose the stone, that's good. All right, let's see how we did. Come on. Nope. Oh boy, one last try. That might be it. Boop, 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 boop. And that's okay. Just means we may have an extra live this week. So I'll probably get this fixed tomorrow. And I'll come on live either tomorrow and Sunday, or Saturday and Sunday maybe. And it won't be a long one. I just need to make up some of the time. So Rockstar, see, it sounds about right. Yeah, that sounds good. Rocksaton. Let me just do a quick. You can't see what I'm doing here. I think we might have just got too much oil in there, and that's my fault. And do a quick test. Ooh, that's fun. Yeah. I think people. Let me do this real quick. Going full-fledged. Sorry about the noise. Yeah, it's too oily, I can tell. For some reason. Something else is going on here. All right, everybody, I think we're going to call it. I'm going to fight this in a minute. But did pretty good. Got 4 out. And then I'm also going to be doing the... so we got Morado Opal. So Morado, Morado, Tiffany, some rhodonite, and a Rocksaton in red jasper and Kush ferrocite or black ridge ferrocite. Well, I'm glad I could help, H. And yeah, we'll be on either tomorrow. I'll sneak in an extra live in the next 3 days. Like I said, we've got till the 24th, and then they're going to start changing how we look at views, or how they count views. Your views are going to count more, like any silly millisecond that somebody looks at your screen and it's your video. They're going to start counting that as a view count, but it's not going to count as an engagement view count. The engagement view counts are going to be different. So that's all going to be new. So I appreciate everybody that came in today. Thank you for all your comments in the chat. They're really appreciated. And I hope we all learned something. I learned some stuff today. And for sure, we'll be back on Sunday. But if not, we'll be back on a quick pop-up live sometime this weekend. And we'll see how everybody's notifications work. If you are new to the channel, thank you for being here. Trying to hit that 3,200 mark, which hopefully we'll hit over the weekend. So thank you all so much. I really did learn some stuff from the chat today. And I definitely have to do my brush up on the Roxaton, which is a 7-sided or 5-sided polyhedral stone. And Tiffany, which one's best? I don't know overall. They both came out really nice. I like the Tiffany to cut, but I think this Morado is actually gonna turn out polishing up nicer. So I have to wait and see. If you want to hang around, I'm going to see if I can fix this once more, but if not, thank you so much, and we'll see you in the next one. In the meantime, take care of each other. Most of all, take care of yourselves. Hey, my cats, I'm going to do some maintenance on the machine if you want to watch. I think probably what happened is I put some oil in today and I put way too much. That's what I'm thinking. There we go. That's tight. Now that's tight. Let's see. That might just be it. Might just be that my other end was loose. There we go. Now this machine's dirty. I definitely need to clean it either way. Let's see if this starts bubbling. Oop. Oh. Ooh, almost made a bad mistake. Gotta put the nut on the end. Oop. Let's put that bolt back on. And most of this just needs to be hand tight. I take it off with a wrench because it does, yeah, the motor's good. It's just, I did put extra oil in there today, and I probably put too much too. Come on, there you go. What is going on? And like I said, I just bought one. I bought the leathers and the belt and the tubing. It's maybe came in a week and a half ago from Ron's Rocks. If you guys don't know Ron's Rocks, he's on eBay. And he's always been very kind to me. All right, let's give it a try. Nope. So, yeah, we're definitely going in. So definitely got to go in, clean this up. Thank you all for being here. I really love you guys. And look out for this video. I forget who it was, whether it was Kane or Scott, that asked about doing this. And this is just 2 different types of JB Weld as a comparison. And then I also have somewhere in here. I also have the epoxy, the Gorilla 2-part epoxy. So we'll see which ones come out better. All right. Thank you all for being here. Love you guys. Cheers now. Oop. What did we do with it? Bingo. Bye, y'all. That's my twang.